Hey, what's up everybody? JoshDangeryt here, and I want to let you guys know why I haven't really been doing too many videos on YouTube. This is kind of an update video, but I have actually been really busy working on new music with the new band I'm playing in called The Black Channel, and yes, we have been massively busy over the last 3 months, and that's kind of why my channel has been kind of why I've been playing putting gameplay videos up on there, because I have been really busy with this band, plus working with a lot of talented musicians. One of them being one of my best friends, JoshDangeryt, who's also a wrestler that I'm actually really good friends with. Like I said, one of my best friends, that he plays drums in this band, and I've actually had my nephew, my 14-year-old nephew, playing guitar on this album a little bit here and there. But other than that, I actually want to go into detail on the name of the album title and the idea of what the album is. The name of the album, if you haven't been paying attention to YouTube, YT JoshDangeryt on Instagram, I've been posting a lot of stuff for the Black Channel on there, and the name of the album is actually going to be called Killing Machine, which it's kind of along the lines, it's actually a very deep concept album, which was actually kind of inspired by my friend Alfonso Seville of the band Heartsick and formerly of No Life, which they have actually been doing a few shows here and there, which we actually interviewed him on Dead Vision Entertainment. So I would actually recommend you actually watch that video, because I asked him the question, where did the title Sleep Cycles come from? And he actually told me he did a lot of research on sleep paralysis, which, got me to think that, if they could sit there and make a concept album along that lines, and he said it was very influenced by the Deftones, which I want to say this album that I've been doing has been kind of influenced by him a little bit, and the band Heartsick, because if it wasn't for them coming out with that album, I would have actually thought, it's actually a very interesting concept album about sleep paralysis, and it's kind of a deep thought. But this album got me to thinking about the flow and the energy of the album I'm doing, aka Killing Machine, which basically nowadays everybody's afraid to dream because everybody's so quick to tear somebody else down, whether it be in video games or if it be in real life, and being creative on YouTube or being creative in whatever form possible. And honestly, I know what it feels like to be torn down and ripped apart emotionally. And it got me to thinking that, I need to find some way of keeping myself sober. But there's a lot of people out there that have that critical heartbreak. And they just get so uninspired because everybody hates on something that they do. Whether it be your job, whether it be... And it's like, life is a killing machine. It's not the guns, it's not the weapons, but it's people that are killing machines. They're either a buzzkill, or they're killing your dreams, or they're not letting you live your life, or they're just tearing you down to the point where you don't want to do shit, dude. And it's like, honestly, it kind of pisses me off. And when I write a song along the lines of, let's say, Conquer, which I want to say that the song Conquer is about conquering your fears of the unknown and not the unknown. It's actually about conquering what is in front of you and not what's tearing you down. And, you know, people are so afraid to dream now because of being torn down, whether it be by your job or if it be by creative partners or if it's whatnot. And it kind of got me inspired to do this album. And it's like, dude, you kind of need to go with the flow of what you want to do. March to the beat of your own drum, needless to say. And, you know, that's why I'm inspired to do this album. And it's like, okay, then I've got a song called Center of the Afterglow, which is kind of shining a light, which is kind of about shining a light in your own perspective and having it ripped from you. And you finding your center, kind of like Maynard Keenan would actually have done back in the day with Tool. Like, you got to find the center in you. That's kind of where that comes from. It's a very, very zen, like, you kind of have to have that flow. The feng shui of just doing or going with the flow of things. And nowadays, you don't really have the flow to go with it. And that's where the term center of the afterglow came from, is you've got to have that flow to center yourself upon your afterglow. Which, whether it be life or art that you're actually doing or something of that nature. Then I've got a song called Meta Center. That's basically about finding the flow in you. If you can actually find that flow, whether it be if you're a rapper or if you're a freaking... You've got to find your own center. And I know people are so quick to tear you down and say, your center is not right with me. And, you know, it's not about you. It's about... Actually, it's not about them. It's about you. It's not about what I say to you. It's about what makes you do what you want to do. Like I said, the concept of this is basically, like I was telling one of my coworkers today, that this album is kind of inspired by, you know, you've got this anarchistic youth that are so quick to tear you down. Tear down your dreams just because, and they want you to set the world on fire, kind of like I probably would have back in the day, but I kind of look at it like, you know what, honestly, they're going to tear it down to a point where there's nothing left. There's rubble. There's absolute nothingness there. Because they feel like they're empty, and so you should be too. Which, like I said, then you've got the fucking, the do-nothing Democrats. The ones that'll sit there and complain about life and not do anything about it. That is kind of the way of people's thinking nowadays. I actually really feel like that's kind of a heartbreak, man. Um, and like I said, they're not doing anything to help you. So with the flow of things, so basically, you're basically rocking the boat, and you're basically capsizing yourself most of the time. But sometimes you gotta let that fucking sail fly, and just say, you know what, just take me on a collision course to whatever, and just let me go the direction I want to go, and do the things that you want to do, regardless of how people feel. Is basically how I feel about this album. Which, yeah, it's come from a very, very deep, dark place. Because I know I've set a lot of people off and I've triggered a lot of people. But I've done things the way that I've done them because it's just the way things are. Because people are so quick to tear down somebody else because it's not their thing. It shouldn't be about it being their thing. If it's not your thing, fuck off, man. That's kind of how I feel about it. Don't just sit there and tear somebody else down because it's not your thing. Because, metal might not be your thing. Like, and I'm not going to name names because there's a certain somebody I used to be friends with that will sit there and tear you down because he doesn't believe in the shit that you do. Or he doesn't believe in the bullshit that, and he thinks that you should prescribe to what he says and blah, blah, blah. That's such a negative way of thinking about things. It's like, dude, not only are you tearing down somebody else's freaking shit, but you're actually saying it's not good enough to be my shit. And it shouldn't be your shit because it's absolute garbage to you. And it's like, dude, you can't have personal freedom without having fucking trolls. Which, then you've got, like I said, that's your anarchistic youth right there. Basically saying, you know, I could do whatever the fuck I want because this. If I want to go toss this album into traffic or yank it at some fucker in a car, and I'm more than welcome to. But you don't think there's consequences. And then there's those do-nothing Democrats that fucking piss me off even more. That because they'll say something along the lines that, you know, I don't want to do this, so why should you do it? And it's like, dude, you guys are everybody's so damn negative nowadays. And that's kind of why I said, you know, life is a killing machine because you go to work, you live your life, you sit back, you chill out, you play video games, or you live in your mom's fucking basement and just freaking comment as a troll. And basically say, you know what? This is garbage because what you're saying is to me. And it's like, dude, it's not about you. It's about what creative of expression. Expressive creationism. And, you know, one day we're not going to have that. We're not going to have the expression for creationism. We're not going to have that. And until we do, we might as well take advantage of it and just go with the flow of things instead of being like so quick to judge somebody because it's not your thing or if it's not that. So, like I said, just put the sail up and just let your fucking boat go wherever fucking life takes it. Is basically the whole concept behind the killing machine. And if you wreck, you wreck. And then you gotta fucking swim with sharks. Or some bullshit like that. So, needless to say, that is the idea behind this album for the Black Channel, aka the killing machine. Because so many people are so scared to freaking do anything. And you shouldn't be. So, needless to say, this has been kind of a rant. And that is who and what the Black Channel is. Because I created the Black Channel because I was in such a negative space that it is so hard. So hard to not deal with fucking trolls that either live in their mother's or father's basements that'll just be so quick to judge and tear you apart. Then you've got your upper management type bosses that'll basically say you'll never make it in an industry this cutthroat. And, you know, you kind of have to have that punk rock label tied to your shit. And it's like, dude, if you don't have that, you don't have it. But needless to say, grow a set, do what you have to do, and just tell people to fuck off when they're negative towards you. And, you know, that's why I'm actually trying to stay positive. And I'm trying to find the zen in me, or try to find the center in me, the way Maynard Keenan would have actually wrote. And that's where I draw my inspiration from. That is the inspiration behind the Black Channel. You've got them, you've got bands like the Deftones, who inspire me to actually sit there and write a couple of notes down every so often, and write a song. And just sit and see where it goes. Because if you don't dream, you'll just altogether live a fucking nightmare. So, I want to say thank you guys for watching this video. And keep a lookout for more stuff from the because I should be doing a video on, or a lyric video coming out real soon. So, I want to say thank you guys for watching. And stay awesome and stay positive and keep creating if you're a creator. Because it's only a matter of time before you can't create shit. Laters. Goodbye, everybody.